So I thought I'd do a video driving this truck once I got my new windshield put in. Well, I did about 90% of the install myself, but I still don't have my exhaust done. I still don't have my speedometer or my tach working. I don't have my parking lights in yet, but I've been putting a few miles on the truck, doing stuff like this. A bunch of shingles. Pickup bed full of shingles. Well, it's not full, but it's probably about, I guess, about 800 pounds of shingles in it. And I had more than that in it 2 days ago. And it, as you can see, it still sits fine. The rear is actually still a little higher than the front. And it's like I said, it's probably about 800 pounds. I guess I'll find out when I go to the scale at the landfill. This could be a little awkward to hold the camera. I try to. Shit. Okay. Here's what the gauges look like in the. Well, it's not showing up very well, but yeah, this is what my gauges look like in the daytime, I guess. Here's my twin stick. Got my jacket sitting here. My twin stick shifter set up. I cut them down. They used to be up here. I cut them down quite a bit. Moved them back. I have this metal panel here that I'm not done with. So what I did is I just cut a hole in the floor because I had to move the hole where the twin stick shifters were. I had to move that back to clear this. So it just ended up getting kind of haggard. So I just cut out a big rectangle and then put this on here. And this is actually quite a bit thicker metal. It's at least twice as thick, probably maybe more like 3 times as thick as the factory sheet metal. And I use this body adhesive urethane epoxy stuff and a bunch of bolts along the edge. You can see the bolts there to hold it in place while the urethane set. And then this here, I'm not 100% satisfied with this, to tell you the truth, but this is a boot for a Kenworth, and I don't like how it does let some noise in through the boot. And you can tell because if you go like that and you just like touch it, it's quieter. So I've just been kind of throwing my jacket over because I haven't figured out. I do want to replace the carpet in here, and I don't actually want to have carpet at all. I want to have that rubber mat stuff. And I think Auto Custom Carpets makes a kit that replaces the carpet with that rubber stuff. That'd be kind of cool because you can just there's my speedometer, is my Garmin, which is loading up here. Come on. But yeah, it'd be kind of cool to have that pad stuff in here, that rubber mat. I don't even know what you call it, but just stuff that replaces your carpet, because you could just sort of, when you go off-roading, it sucks with carpet. I mean, you get that mat in here and you can just spray the inside of the truck out with a hose if you want, as long as you're careful with it. So anyway, let's see how it starts. Haven't driven it in a few days. There we go. Still no tach, but I do know how to do it. I just haven't gotten around to it because I've been too busy. You see my oil pressure coming up nicely. Fuel pressure. Try to get that to show up. Fuel pressure is about 22 pounds right now. And the way I could do a video on how I set that up later, but basically what I did with that was I had a guy make me a section of hose that's actually hydraulic hose, and I just screwed that with a gauge snubber from Torque Tech to the side of the pump, and then I kept the hose goes upward so it's still full of air, and then I have the sending unit on the top of that, so there's some cushion. There's that air, like an air spring of cushion effect, because the P7100 has that mechanical lift pump, and it creates pressure spikes. Your gauge you'll destroy your gauge if you don't do that. You don't have a gauge snubber and some kind of give in the line. So, all right. Well, I guess I'm gonna head out to the landfill. I think I have to make sure I got the tool line. Yeah, I got it. So we head out to the landfill and try to record myself driving this truck, which could be a little bit of a challenge here, using my left hand to hold the camera. It's kind of a windy day. I roll the windows down, but I don't have that dead kitten thing, or whatever you call it, for the microphone on my camera. So it will definitely pick up a lot of wind. I got a Rode stereo video mic pro on my camera. And hopefully it'll capture the sound of this loud, clattering diesel pretty well. It sounds like a semi. I mean, it doesn't even sound like a normal pickup. It's kind of funny. Let's start out in second.